Good evening, all. Sorry about that. Good evening. How we doing, Kev? Cop artist, how we doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thank you.
Stoney, how we doing?
Yeah, good as normal. Good as usual. Just looking forward to an enjoyable show this evening.
Yep. Are we feeling optimistic, lads?
Oh, yes. Bring it on.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what I want to hear. All right, so Newcastle, Liverpool. So let's start off first off with our what we think our lineups and tactics will be. Kev, kick it off. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they'll probably do what they've been doing for a little while, playing a 5 at the back with a three in midfield, 2 up front, using Callum Wilson and Joe Linton. Those two seem to play well together when they're playing. You've got the ex-Liverpool player, John Joe Shelby. I mean, we know what he can do with a ball. He can be great on the day. He could be atrocious on the day, but he's always susceptible to giving one of those nasty fouls away as well.
Yeah.
I think we need to watch him. The referee needs to watch him with the fouling, because I think that could cause them a problem. I mean, as regards to sort of the other players, you're looking at Matt Ritchie can be a bit of a jinky, awkward player to sort of try and keep an eye on. Assuming he does play. St. Maximum again he's another good prospect for Newcastle. I've heard rave reviews about him and his progress that he's made with the club. In midfield, it could be one of sort of, when we're looking at 3, it could be one of many that they play. You've got Almiron, you've got Fraser, so they've got players that they can bring on if they're struggling in the midfield, and maybe change it up to a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
But I don't expect anything different. Darlow will be in goal. You're looking at Clark, the Cells, Lewis, at the back. And Keel probably may play. I'm going for the 5-3-2 as a box standard. I know they're playing at home. They don't want to lose it. They may try for a draw to get that point and just show up at the back, I think. And hopefully maybe they can catch us on the break.
Okay. Stoney.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, this game. I don't think this is a game that we should actually take lightly. So what have they done? They've probably scored 2+ goals in their last 3 games. They drew against Tottenham 2-2. They beat Burnley, and then they beat West Ham as well, didn't they? 3-2.
Yeah.
So this is, I expect us to win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think what's going to be interesting as well is to see whether they continue playing Jollington and Maximilian up front. I know Wilson's come back into the fold now as well, so it'll be interesting to see what the top 2 partnerships is. Personally, I prefer for them to play Jollington and Wilson. I do not want Maximilian running at our defenders tomorrow. I don't. I've been waiting, looking at the Newcastle website for most of the day, and also waiting for Steve Bruce's press conference. And he said that Maximilian he had a few, he had a knock in the last game, but he's available. So I hope he starts on the bench. I do not want him to play tomorrow. Yeah. But similar formations as well. They'll either start with a 5 at the back or play the 3-5-2. Their team kind of picks itself really. Normal goalie, Dummett, Clark, Fernandez at the back. So they may have Matt Ritchie in there, Almiron, one of the long staffs, Murphy there, and as you said, either Jollington and Maximilian up front with Wilson coming on. It'll be interesting to see how Jojo plays coming back to Liverpool as well. He doesn't need any excuse to have a good game, so I'm sure that he'll be looking forward to scoring a screamer against us. I don't. He won't celebrate. Listen, I'm telling you, I just feel it.
Allison, mate.
I just feel it.
Don't do it, bro.
I'm telling you. I'm being realistic, man.
Stop.
He's banned.
Before he says anything else, stop.
Go on. Go on.
Right. Okay. So the Bravka.
Yeah.
Murphy, Fernandez, Clark, Dummett, Matrici, Longstaff, Shelby, and my thing now is whether it's going to be Longstaff, Shelby, Almiron, and then St. Maximin and Joe Linton up front, or does Steve Bruce be brave and play St. Maximin, Wilson, and Joe Linton?
Sure.
Play all of them. Is he brave enough to do that?
I don't think so.
Is he could then drop. Yeah, he could drop Maximum back into the midfield. Remember?
Yeah.
He could play from that position and have Wilson and Joe Linton up front.
That's really in pushing for it. I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, for Newcastle, I don't think they'd have to go completely. Obviously, they're going to want to come to try and get the result against us, right? And history and records are there to be beaten. I think the last time they beat us is in 2015, all right? But those are records, so they're there to be beaten. They're probably going to come to us playing with confidence, but I don't reckon he's going to be that open or expansive. However, we have no idea, you know, as you said. It'll be interesting, and that's what's going to make the fixture, you know, important as well for everybody to feature and watch.
Okay. Yep. So I was talking about their previous results. We mentioned Tottenham game, mentioned the Burnley game, and the West Ham game. But also, they got a point at Villa as well. So their only loss in the last 5 games was to Brighton.
That was a 3-0 though.
Yeah. It's funny. Look at that. You think of all the teams that they'd lose to, they're Brighton.
And
what they lost to. But they have been on a decent run, and they've started to become very difficult to beat. Now they have difficult to beat. So there's definitely.
I mean, if you look at Brighton, you know, the defeat to Brighton. I mean, Brighton aren't any pushovers.
No.
I don't want to get into the sort of the Brighton side of things because that's not what we're here to talk about. But you know, they drew against Chelsea, they drew against Everton. They lost only just lost. They shouldn't have lost to United 2-1.
No, that's right. They shouldn't have lost.
They should have had a penalty when they didn't get it. Then they beat Newcastle and they've beaten Southampton away. So you know they've done. I think over the last 5 games exceptionally well.
So it's definitely for me. It's definitely going to be a difficult one. Definitely. All right, let's have a look and see what's going on here. And we see that we are looking at. Good evening, Mr. Edward. How you doing, Mr. Brown? Says, hi guys, just a quick one. Sorry you can't join us today.
He's already joined us, isn't he?
Yeah. Hello, Reese. How you doing, mate? Our faithful Reese. Good evening, Mark. Mr. Pickering. He's saying evening. Liverpool to win 3-1. We need to win. We need to win desperately to keep in touch with 4th. Most definitely. We really do need that win. There's no ifs or buts. And I think once again, we had good results go our way, and then we let ourselves down against Leeds. So now we really need to keep it in our own hands, and all we can do is win, and then hope that the teams above us mess up.
Well, some teams will mess up, won't they? Because you know they're playing each other. The only match we've got to sort of look at as regards to teams above us is the United game.
Man United.
That's it. So you know, like Klopp said in his press conference today, we've got 6 games left, the 6 cup finals. And we have to treat each one exactly the same. They are a cup final. We desperately need the points, and if we can win them all, and we can win them all, then you know that's 18 points, and you know that's going to put us in very good stead because Chelsea's got West Ham tomorrow.
That's going to be a hard game.
So points are going to be dropped somewhere.
Definitely.
Whichever way, you know, me personally, I would hope for a draw. That would not.
Do us a favour. Both of them draw. That would be great. That would be great.
Apart from that, you know, I think we got a very good chance still.
Reese says, Stoney, where's your Liverpool shirt?
It's in the wardrobe, hung up. I can take it out next game. I'll take it. Reese, what I'm going to do is, the next show we're on, I'm going to make sure I wear a nice little vintage top just for you, sir, okay?
Retro.
And Reese reckons Liverpool 5-1.
5-1.
You never know. You never know.
Never know. Born to Create, good evening. Says, I feel a draw tomorrow.
Okay, but he is a City fan.
Hello, Stardust. How you doing? Okay. Right. Liverpool lineups, lads.
Okay.
What do you reckon? Tony, what do you reckon?
I want something different. Do you know? I don't know. Listen, I'm usually always so optimistic. Just first things first, we're getting the result tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I said about John Joe. All
Yeah.
right.
Don't say it again.
We're still getting the result tomorrow. Do you know? I don't know whether it's me. I just want something a little bit different tomorrow. I'm not saying a wholesale change because our squad's not big enough for a wholesale change, but I want something that's going to excite me a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't think we're going to get that. I think the team's just virtually going to pick itself for tomorrow. So we're going to have Allison in goal. We're going to have Trent and Robbo either side. And it doesn't seem like Nat Phillips is recovered from the hamstring. So it looks like it's going to be Fabinho and Kobak at the back. The next show we can talk about Kobak to see whether we're still going to keep him.
Yeah.
I think in the middle of the park we'll have Gini, Thiago and Milner. And up top, we're going to go for Salah, Bobby and Mane. I don't think there's going to be any surprises. I think it hurts me to say it, but we are desperate for results. So I think Klopp's is going to be going with the tried and tested. I don't think there's going to be any surprises, and we just have to go out and get the results. Result over the weekend. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, mate. Listen, ever since I've been doing this, I don't think I've got one full squad right for Liverpool yet. I tell you, seriously. But one thing I will do is I lay my heart on it. Alisson plays.
Yes.
Trent plays. Robbo plays. And Salah's going to play because he didn't play the last game. So you're going to get him twice. So I'll lay my wages on that. But as for the rest of the team, right now, I haven't got a bloody Scooby-Doo, man. Seriously. I'm not with Milner. Once again, like we called it last week, and we're saying maybe he's played a few games in a row, maybe he's due a rest, but he started again.
Yeah.
So, don't know. I don't want to call that again and see what happens there. But, I don't know. I think Jota was on the bench. Yeah. To be fair, I think he'll start on the bench again and bring him on if anything. Like you know, I'd like to see something different. I'd like to see maybe a Shaqiri.
Yeah, something.
Start.
I mean, Curtis Jones is back as well. Curtis Jones is back from training. I think he had a little slight muscle injury, so he may be in contention to start or give us an opportunity to be involved in a fixture. But just something, just freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, something to give it a little bit of difference. Cop artist.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with either of you guys, and Alisson's definitely playing. As for the rest of them, I mean, like Stoney said, it pretty much picks itself. I can't see any changes. I can't see him bringing in, Reece Williams or anybody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility, but with games running out, we are desperate for those points. You have to go with what we know. The Fabinho's at the back. We know he can do a job there. Kabak's looking a lot better as a player. I think maybe would Milner play? I don't know. Maybe he'll throw a curveball and put in Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I won't be against that.
No, then you got a Genie and Thiago used to playing the holding midfield role, and then you got Ox helping out the front three, possibly.
Yeah.
And I'm going with the same front three as Stoney, Salah, Bobby, and Mane, and with Jota on the bench.
Okay. So Solo 7. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, Solo 7.
Good evening, Solo.
Okay. Breezy, how you doing, mate? Okay. Avenge Cookie. Avenge Cookie is saying, good evening, guys. Prediction for tomorrow, 2-1 to Liverpool. We need to put everything we have to get the top 4 now.
Yeah.
100% agree with that. Reese, Allison, Phillips, Kabak, Trent, Robbo, Thiago, Ox, Milner, Mane, Firmino, Salah.
Phillips ain't playing because he's injured. No Phillips. Red.
That's
Yeah,
right,
no,
yeah,
Phillips.
that's right, yeah.
He's got the muscle injury. Yeah.
Fab, did he change that yet?
Mm.
So, Dangerman for Newcastle. I'm not asking you, Tony. I'm not asking Nah, seriously. Dangerman for Newcastle.
Go on, co-parties can go first.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, obviously Joe Linton. I mean, we know he can put the ball in the back of the net. He's a strong player, and he's pretty quick as well. He's got the physique there. St. Maximum, without a shadow of a doubt, and John Joe Shelby. I think he can be a danger if he plays well.
Yeah.
So for me, those three, I think if we can keep them quiet, I think we'll have a pretty easy game. But it's keeping them quiet.
Yeah.
St. Maximin, definitely one of a player I really like. I really like. So I don't disagree with you so much, Kev. Just I wouldn't really say Joe Linton, but he has found a bit of form. That's one thing I would say, but I don't really think he's a danger, as in he's not clinical for me. That's one thing.
But maybe in the air, he's got some height there, and with Phillips not in there, we don't have that height.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right, because even going into that game tomorrow, I think probably our tallest player is probably going to be Fabinho. Fabinho probably going to be our tallest player tomorrow.
But yeah, Fabinho's great in the air. For his size, he's great in the air. But obviously, Joe Linton is bigger. So we shall see. Yeah,
and I'd have to say as well, Shelby, the way that boy can spread a ball, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
he can put it on a 2 pence for you.
Oh yeah,
serious. The boy. I said, listen, hand on heart, I never wanted him to leave Liverpool. I tell you the truth, and I'll tell you why I like him. Because he's natural talent. That's what I like. Not trained, and that natural talent.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the boy was just born to do it. Obviously, he ain't got the legs to get about, but that boy on the ball, dangerous. Very, very dangerous, man. I tell you. Mark Pickering, he says, how about Andy Carroll playing a part tomorrow, plus Everton have a 1-0 lead? Yeah, we know.
Okay, I think that's a good question there, Mark. I think Andy Carroll, if he does play a part, it will be warming the bench. Personally, I don't think he'll have absolutely any impact or any minutes from tomorrow. And the only reason why I say that is, the cop artist mentioned about Newcastle's form over the last five or six games, and I'm not too sure whether Andy Carroll's actually featured. I think in terms of the pecking order in the offensive areas, I think Callum Wilson's ahead of him, and Callum Wilson has now returned. So once again, I mean, it may be one of those things. Andy Carroll has a feature in maybe the last few minutes, and he's coming back to Anfield. One of our former players as well to see what he can do. But I don't think he'll have any impact in tomorrow's game. I don't think he'll feature.
Nah.
Kev? No, I think he did. I think he came off the bench against West Ham. A few minutes off the bench against West Ham. Didn't really do a lot. I don't see him as a threat. Yes, we know he's pretty good in the air. And on his day, yes, he can be good, but then can't every player? So I don't see him as a threat at all.
Yeah. So unless they're pumping the ball into the box. Yeah, or maybe I reckon if it's 1-0 or 2-1, is one goal in it, with 10 minutes to go or so, then maybe they might throw him on up front and then start pumping the ball long. I reckon something like that.
But I just hope that maybe Alisson starts commanding his box a little bit more tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's my only fear, that he won't do it if it's needed.
Yeah.
But let's fingers crossed. Let's hope he does.
Yeah. So definitely. What do you think of Klopp dropping Salah?
Do you know what? Honestly, I don't think this should actually be an issue. I think, and this will be This is just my opinion, right? This is just only my opinion. I think as wonderful and as great as Salah's actually been, the one thing that we have to take into account, he's still currently fasting. All right. So we don't know what impact that's actually having on his own body. I know he's a trained athlete. He'll have the best specialist staff, nutritionist staff to support him. But I'm almost positive that the coaching staff was possibly taking that into account. That aside, also, sometimes you may need resting. There's so much more that the coaching staff will see that us as fans and supporters literally don't see. It may be that he's getting fatigued after a certain period of time. He may be carrying a slight little knock. It may be none of the above. But he's an amazing player. His stats speaks for himself. But sometimes some players just need a rest, even if it's for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and they don't start and they come on. So I don't think he should be exempt from that. And if he is, he should also be setting an example to other players about his professional to say, okay, I'm not going to start, but when I come on, you know what I'm going to do. I don't think this should be an issue.
No, I totally agree. I mean, every player has good and bad days. Every player needs a rest every now and again, depending on obviously how many games that they play. Over a couple of month period, let's say. We've had quite a lot of games since Christmas. So isn't any wonder maybe some of the players are getting a bit fatigued now. Obviously we've travelled to Bucharest. Is it Bucharest we went to for the Champions League games and stuff like that? And we've been to Spain as well. So yeah, I don't see anything in it. But like Stoney said, he just needs to be professional. If he gets taken off after 60, 65 minutes, not come off with a grimace in his face and the disappointment, because that, yes, okay, no player wants to come off, especially if they're playing really well. But they've got to think of their fitness for the long term. We've still got 6 games left. We've still got a month and a half left to play. So and the fitness comes into it. Possible prone to injury late in the season. We don't need that. We can ill afford any more injuries. So if he rests him, he rests him. Maybe Shaq can come on and do a bit of a job there on that side.
Yeah. I just I'm not saying he of course he's not above being rested or being dropped, whatever, for real. I just thought that more than likely that if anything he would have played the Leeds game and then rested him for more like this game also. Thought the Leeds game would be a tougher game, knowing where Leeds are and how they play. Yeah. So I just thought maybe he would have rested him for that one and then played him in this, and then rested him for this game if anything, but played him in the Leeds game. But to be fair, okay.
Maybe they saw it that because Newcastle aren't, let's say, as good as Leeds at the moment, not playing as well as Leeds are at the moment. Maybe they saw it was as an easier game for maybe Salah to get a couple of goals.
Yeah,
possibly. Maybe he's thinking that way. Who knows what Klopp ever thinks?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? So, gentlemen, score predictions. Don't all go silent on me. Hang on. Now you're worried.
3-1. 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, we will get breached. I know we always concede. We just always do it the hard way of late.
Yeah.
So 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Kev's having a drink first.
I know.
He took a big swing there.
He did.
I'm going for 3-0.
Okay.
I'm going to be confident that we can keep them out.
Okay.
I think like I said, because Kabak's started to show some forms, been playing really well.
Yeah.
Fabinho is great wherever you put him, and obviously Trent and Robbo are just Trent and Robbo. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, my only concern really, I think with the scoreline, my concern is Alisson's been a bit off form. Not. See, I love Alisson. I think he's a great player. Do you know what I mean? A great goalie, but And every goalie has tendencies to make a booby. I mean, you just look at the Arsenal goalie tonight. When you have a look at that, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, 3-0 for me. I'm confident.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2-0. I
So
believe
you're semi-confident.
I believe we can keep them out.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I reckon it's going to be 2-0 tomorrow. And just going back to your point about Alisson, I think as well, when it's a keeper, if they mess up, it's a goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue.
Whereas other players, they can mess up and the keeper can probably pull them out of it and save them, or the player hits it wide or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, the keeper messes up and it's normally a goal. So,
but that's the problem with being a goalie. It just gets highlighted so much.
Yeah.
Whereas it can be hidden with other positions.
Other players can definitely be hidden. Yeah, definitely be hidden. All right, gents, we're nearly there at the 30-minute mark.
Cool.
Keep it there. So, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1.
3-1. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Gentlemen, you just know we're all going to be wrong and it's going to be 5-0.
As long as we win, I don't care.
Yeah, something strange is going to happen and it's going to be one of those Crystal Palace type games.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Why do you not say things like that, man?
Because we're feeling the truth, man. I'm telling you. Either way, we're still gonna get the 3 points. It's just how we're gonna get the 3 points.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want any sneaky bomb times or anything like that.
No.
Do you know what I think it as well, Artie? I was so I must admit, as I said on the post show after we played Leeds, I haven't felt that deflated or that flat in a very long time.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite honest with myself as well. So I think I'm always, optimistic, always believe we're going to get the victory. But that game probably took a bit of wind out of me and it was unexpected. Probably the time in which that goal came from Llorente on the 87 minutes, knocked the cells out of me, that one. Yeah. So, we just, we just dust it off, go again, and then we just got our 3 points against Newcastle and, right into the sunset happy.
Yeah. Born to Create says 2-2.
Okay.
And Reese says he reckons that Fab is going to score tomorrow.
No.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. I can't see it.
Okay.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. No. Yeah, if he can score one like he did against Man City.
Oh, I was there that game. I love that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Beauty. Yeah, we could do with it. We could do with somebody else chipping in. Definitely with somebody else chipping in.
Yeah, we're missing that desperately at the moment. We haven't got the likes of Gerrard that can.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
15 goals minimum a season sort of thing, or Coutinho or somebody like that. We don't have that at the moment, and we're desperately.
Rodrigo de Paul.
Well, yeah.
Say it down the top of my ear.
I'm telling you. But yeah, hopefully our club, our owners, our scouting staff. I know that's going to be for another show. Hopefully they make the correct or right decisions for our club, and we may well get that little missing midfielder that can provide those additional goals for us.
I had a little rumor. I don't know how true it is. See, me and my little rumors. Apparently, Klopp's been told he will have £85 million for a top signing.
But that might get him Mbappe's right foot.
Well, I was thinking more of his left leg, but that's about it.
It might get his wristband.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest we make it.
Well, I'm just thinking, if it's 85 million, if the rumor was true, who would be valued at 85 million? It's a bit of an odd number.
Now, but if he gets 85 million and then he also generates some money through sales,
which
we could be looking at 120 plus 130 mil.
True.
Well, from again, another little rumor, they're not selling anybody.
No chance. I'm hearing that the Konate deal soon to be done.
Is that the same between 34 mil and he could
35 or something?
35, And what he does, he plays at right back and centre back as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Can play at both.
And so he can play in the back four or the back three. That'll be interesting. And I know it's going to be for another show. I'm going to throw something there just to be a spoiler alert, because I know we're on cue with our minutes. We may just buy Konate for that amount of money and do not take the option to buy Kabak. There's one for you.
Possibly. I've been
because remember, Kabak's still on loan.
Yeah,
that may be something.
I guess it depends on what the structure is of the payments for Konate or Kabak.
Yeah. A lot of factors. That's good. That's good meat to look forward to, man. I like that. Keep the edge of your seats for the next one. All right, gentlemen. It's been a blast.
As always.
Thank you very much, sir. Stoney.
No problem, my friend.
Always a pleasure. And we will see you very, very soon. We'll be talking about the results. Newcastle, Liverpool. Our 3 points in the bag.
Yeah.
That's close to the top 4. So don't forget, FTB Sports, like, share, and subscribe. Press that bell so you get that notification and you never have to miss out. All right, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Good night.